Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wealth Journey. So I've already posted my first monthly update video on my portfolio. If you haven't already seen it, click through on the channel and have a watch and see if that interests you. Today I'm going to show you what my 5-year plan actually is and why I'm embarking on this journey. As I've said in my introduction video, I don't want to live the normal life of working for 40 years to retire at 60 or 65. I believe and want to try and achieve something different that hopefully may appeal to you, or you can take inspiration from some of the things that I'm doing. So, what if I told you that in 5 years, I'm going to go from zero savings to having an investment portfolio that can pay me £2,000 a month tax free without me having to even get out of bed? I bet you're interested, right? Well, that's my plan and what I'm actually doing. Okay, so you probably need a little bit more information to really believe me, I guess. So, very simply, if you had a pot of money, and for this example, let's just say you had £200,000, which grew each year on average 10%. Just go with those numbers so I can paint the picture for you. That means after 1 year, you started with 200,000, it grows by 10%, you've gained 20,000, so you have £220,000. You then take that £20,000 out and you spend that as you please to live on, enjoy, spend on luxuries. While you're spending that £20,000, that £200,000 pot is growing next year by 10%, so another 20,000. And the process repeats itself, which you guess that you can take that out again whenever you please. Now, if only if it was that simple and your pot grew by 10% each year. I'm not going to be that ignorant and try and sell you that. Sometimes your pot might go up by 20%, only 5%. Sometimes it'll decrease and reduce by 20%. It's not consistent, but it's an average. Now, for reference, the S&P 500, which is 500 large US companies, so the likes of Microsoft, Apple, Visa, MasterCard, Amazon, Google, Facebook, just to name a few, that index and that collection of companies combined have grown on average by 8% a year for the last 50 or 60 years now. Now, I know getting to that 200,000 pot is difficult. Trust me, I know. I'm doing it right now. In fact, my aim is to get to a pot of around £320,000 over the course of 5 years, which will then enable me to take 25,000 out each year to live off for the rest of my life. Let me say that again. £25,000 a year, tax free to live off for the rest of my life. And all this is going to be done inside the ISA account, so I don't pay capital gains on the growth. So, I think to illustrate the point and really put my plan into out there for you to see, let's dive into a spreadsheet which I've created, which models and tracks the plan each month from 7 months ago when I began this journey until now, and well, till I'm gone. All right. So, cast your eyes up to the top left. We're going to go in live and click about, and I'll run you through it all. So the layout for this spreadsheet is in the top left-hand corner are the inputs. So how much am I planning to invest per month? Then what the yearly growth rate that I'm expecting or targeting to hit until this certain age. Bear with me on this one, I'll come on to this in a second. The age that I'm going to stop investing or putting money into the account. The age when the growth changes or steps down as I move out of growth companies and into dividend growth companies or just dividend companies. And then finally, when I'm going to start taking money out of the pot and how much each year. In the top right is my plan in the very simplest format. It's there, kept right in front of me so I don't sway or deviate and I stay focused. Bottom left shows the monthly activity and workings. The bottom right is the yearly summary, so it takes that bottom left content and puts it to a higher level year on year. So the numbers that are in green are actuals, what have actually happened for me so far. So for this tax year 2020, which runs until the 5th of April 2021, I've already maxed out my 20k ISA allowance. And you'll have seen that in my portfolio video update. I'm up around £14,000 so far. Now, to give some perspective as to where I currently am, I'm about 5 or 6 months ahead of the initial plan that set out on 7 months ago. So think of that in terms of the journey. I'm currently 7 months into a 60-month journey, and the pot stands at what I was expecting it to be at around 12 months, a year into the journey. Another way is I'm 20% of the way through my financial journey after only 12% of the time. So far, so good. Now, I fully understand that it can completely go against me at any point if some of my investments tank. That is the risk with investing and my approach to investing at the moment. Now, I'm not setting myself the hard stop of as soon as it's my 35th birthday, I put my party hat on, that's it, that's my pot for the rest of my life, deal with it, or anything. It's a guide, it's a target. It might be that I'm 5, 10, 20% below where I set out to be, or it could be that I reach the pot size that I want a month or two, or even a year earlier. But what I'm doing here is tracking and being honest with myself and the journey I'm going through. Now, you might jump on me and say, hold on a minute, you're never going to achieve 35% a year compound annual growth rate for the next 4 years. Well, yes, it's going to be difficult and it's a challenge I'm setting myself, but I believe that with the companies that I've researched and invested in, it's going to be possible. Let me put it to you this way. If we rewind the clock and go back 4 years ago, which is how long I need to achieve the 35% a year for, had you invested in, and you might have heard of these companies, Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon 4 years ago, you would have achieved, in Microsoft's case, just shy of 33% compound annual growth rate for the last 4 years, and for Apple and Amazon, around 39%. So you would have achieved what I need to achieve. And now, I know what happens in the past isn't reason to believe that it's going to happen in the future, don't get me wrong. Those were all really well-established companies, even back then, and very large in market cap. So basically, for the next 4 years, I'm invested in smaller companies who I feel have better growth prospects than those three. Now, if I don't achieve that 35% I'm talking about, well, let's just change it to 20%, for example, in the calculations. Yeah. That still means I can pay myself £15,750 a year tax-free without me touching the pot that I've built up for the past 4 or 5 years. So either which way you look at it, I will be much better off than I am now, and I feel that I will have properly set myself up for success at the age of 35 to allow me to do the things that I want to do. So hopefully that's given you an insight into my journey and has sparked your interest to be part of the community and watch my journey unfold. Now, I welcome all your comments and feedback below, positive or negative, even if it's just to say, I hope you lose all your money, pal, or I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully the latter. So if stuff like this interests you, then please like the videos, as it will encourage me to make more content for you, giving you my view on all things finance, and hopefully make it interesting along the way for you. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to create 2 more videos, one on how I budget and include a template for you to go in and download and use as you please if you find it useful. And then I'm going to do another, probably coming out tomorrow, which shows a case study and the value of, if you find those good quality dividend growth companies, they can really work for you over the medium to long term. Now, until next time, stay safe.